People, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, people. This is Man United Central, man. Listen, it is what it is, right? Man United. We're going to talk about Ligt Mazraoui in the book. There's also talks going on about PSG, right? PSG could be, Man United could be able to come up with some kind of a deal for Jadon Sancho, people. Smash the like as you're coming in. Smash the like for Mazraoui and Ligt in the books, man. They're in Carrington, right? This is good stuff. About that, and we'll talk about Jadon Sancho, what is going on with that. Are we getting Ugarte in? We shall talk about that. But to start off, let's get into the news when it comes to these two main signings that we have. People, how you doing? Smash a like. This is Man United Central. I'm your boy Luther. Let's get into the news. All right, so according to reports, we know Matthijs de Ligt and Mazraoui, they were in Carrington today doing the medicals. So report is saying that Manchester United are in on a double signing of Bayern Munich defenders Mazraoui and de Ligt. This is according to Fabrizio Romano, obviously. Basically saying that with the both players are currently in Carrington. Of course, they did undergo their medicals today, which we didn't hear anything negative, so we assume those medicals went smoothly with no issues. I was looking at some reports on Twitter. We saw Mazraoui and de Ligt. They were hanging around, chilling in downtown Manchester. People, smash a like as you come in for Mazraoui and de Ligt coming in as new, players for Manchester United. Listen, this bringing these two players, listen, it's been very, it gives a huge excitement to be a Man United fan, really. Joachim, welcome. Smash the like, people, as you're coming in, right? It's been a huge impetus saying, like, look, Ineos mean business, right? So Fabrizio Romano was saying Matthijs de Ligt and Mazraoui have just completed their medical tests at Carrington. Contracts set to be signed on both clubs and players. Basically, the agent is in Manchester. All documents to be okay within the next 24 hours. So probably tomorrow we may see them signing the contracts. These two players. Listen, this is exciting stuff, man. This is exciting stuff because we know we need those two defenders. And another added excitement is this: with de Ligt and Mazraoui coming in, especially with Mazraoui had some preseason football. Both of them, they could feature for Man United against Fulham. Come on, man. Come on. You got to hit a like just because of that, man. Because at least we have a chance that coming that Fulham game on Friday, it's not going to be Maguire and Lisandro Martinez, right? It could very well be de Ligt and Lisandro Martinez. Come on. That is fantastic, man. That is fantastic news because, listen, music to our ears. Right, for once, we're going to have like a defensive lineup of course, it's going to be Dalot on that. Maybe Dalot is going to play maybe on the left back, and then Mazraoui starts on the right back, right, and then center backs is de Ligt and Lisandro Martinez. Come on, we're going to be able to play. Those center defenders, de Ligt and Lisandro can be able to get into that central midfield position. That way, we can squeeze that pitch. We can, finally be able to play out of our box instead of just sitting back with. Whenever we played with Maguire and Lindelof or Johnny Evans, we have to sit in our box, right? And then that kind of it creates that opening in that midfield. And Casemiro obviously is going to start. I'm thinking in this game with Fulham, then he has a huge space to cover. So when you have those two, de Ligt and Martinez get into that midfield, then it squeezes that midfield down. That way, Casemiro doesn't have to do much running. The two defenders, de Ligt and Lisandro, they're quick on their feet. Then, we know we're not going to be counterattacked because they know how to track back, right? So this is good stuff, man. And de Ligt coming in, we know he's another ex Ten Hag player, but de Ligt comes in with he has played with top clubs, Juventus, Bayern. So he comes in already with experience, and he's a natural leader, right? And it's one of those things like, listen, we always want leaders in the team. And according to reports, what I read about the Ligt, he's one of those players, especially in that dressing room. He's vocal, right? He's a vocal leader. He wants his voice to be heard. We want more of those players in the dressing room, right? Because we may have some younger players who, they can be struggling. They need to be guided. So whenever you have players like him, yes, happy birthday to Matthijs de Ligt. Today he just turned 25. Woo, he's a natural leader, right? So coming in, he's going to be vocal. Of course, in the dressing room, we already have Bruno Fernandes as our, captain, right? People, if you're new, smash a like. If you haven't followed the channel yet, hit that follow. And TikTok, hit the subscribe. And listen, share the link. That way other people can enjoy it. I appreciate you all doing that, right? So again, having those leaders in the team is good because in the back, okay, you already have Lisandro Martinez. Now you're going to have the Ligt. Onana is also a leader back there. In the midfield, you have Casemiro and Bruno, right? And then up top, you have the Rashi. It's good to have leaders all over the pitch. That way, they can, if we're veering off, those old heads can say, what, come on, guys, focus. We got this, okay? We may be down one, we can still get back into this game, right? So this is good. I'm super excited that Ten Hag finally gets his players, man, because Ten Hag had told us, like, listen, I've tried with these players. I've tried to use the players that I've inherited to see if they can play my kind of football, right? Front foot, high pace, possession football, on the count, not a counter on the front foot, having fullbacks that can attack. He tried that. He couldn't really do it. But now he has those players, right? Mazraoui coming in. We got rid of Wan-Bissaka. Thank you very much for your service, Wan-Bissaka. Mazraoui will be that player. When we go forward, he's going to be able to attack, invert into the midfield, being able to, hit those crosses. Come on, right? So if you guys haven't checked Mazraoui, check those YouTube clips and see what this guy can do, man. He's exciting. He's exciting. He's going to give us a completely different dynamic when it comes to how we approach the game, how we attack these teams, whenever we're playing them, right? So this is good. And again, Mazraoui is one of those who can play in left back or right back position, right? Which is good too. You want to have, Ten Hag wants to have players that are versatile, right? We saw in the game against Man City, Lisandro Martinez was pushed to the left back, right? Because that way the space can be given for Johnny Evans and Maguire, because they can only play center backs, right? So Ten Hag wants more of those players, right? Players that can cover whenever we do that task, which is good stuff, right? So tomorrow, I think we're gonna see them most likely holding that shirt, right? Saying, okay, we're here. Last time we saw that, I think it was Louis van Gaal when he had two players holding the shirt. I think it was Falcao and somebody else. So it's been a while that we've had a double signing. So tomorrow we should see that. And also these players they will be training with the first team, right? So if they'll be training, it means now they're going to have, for example, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? And then, they'll be able to be fit to at least start, or most likely start, man, or even play the entire game for Friday. So again, that gets us so exciting to be able to see all these new faces coming in, right? So this is good stuff, man. I'm happy. I'm happy for Ineos doing. And according to other reports, I see that today at Carrington they were having the big guys, the Ineos team, Barada, Ashworth, Wilcox, all of them. They were having this big meeting discussing the transfers, because according to reports, Man United, Fabrizio is saying Man United, they're not done yet, right? We're still looking into bringing in, of course, a midfielder, because we know we need a midfielder for sure, right? So they're still working on that. And so today, I'm assuming the big meeting they had, they were like, okay, guys, listen, I think we're looking pretty much okay in that defense, right? We got in the Ligt, we got in Mazraoui. Where is our other priorities, right? Okay, they will be like, okay, priority could be we need a left back, right? A left back to cover, of course, Luke Shaw or last year who they are not reliable. So okay, so if we're looking for left back, who are we looking at? According to reports, I see that we were linked with this gentleman Hermoso, right? Hermoso is one that we've been linked with, and apparently talks were ongoing on Hermoso, right? He's a free agent, of course, right? And that's what we want. We want free agents to come in. Of course, we don't want to spend extra money if we don't need to, especially for a player who's going to be kind of like a cover for Luke Shaw. So yeah, we saw reports that Hermoso is that player. But when talking about Hermoso, I see that it never fails, right? Uh, Man United apparently, since we're looking at Hermoso, it just so happened at the same time, Saudi side Al Shabaab had made, because United had put in a bid, I think, for Hermoso, if I'm not mistaken. But Al Shabaab from the Saudi league had put in a similar bid for Hermoso, right? So listen, whenever the Saudi league comes for a player and the United we put in say, okay, we want to pay you. Obviously, we're not going to pay any transfer fees, right? So United could be like, listen, Hermoso, we want you, but now the Saudi league, they're doing the same thing, giving you, obviously, they're going to give you a higher salary because United, for Hermoso, we're looking to pay maybe like 70,000 a week kind of situation, right? Of course, the Saudi league, they're going to come in, they're going to offer him like crazy money. You can't compete with that. So listen, if we're going to go to battle with the Saudi league, we're going to lose, okay? Because we don't have that money to go toe to toe with them. So if we lose on Hermoso, it's all right. We have Mazraoui who can cover that side. And also, if not, then we can go to the likes of Sergio Region, right? And, could be, again, we go back for Alonso, because we just need that player on the back pocket. We have him just in case Luke Shaw, again, he doesn't perform and he gets injured again because now he's injured. He's going to come back, maybe play a couple of games, maybe get injured again. So you need that coverage, right? So again, on the discussion today, Carrington, the big guys, the Ineos team, they probably, of course, they talked about the left back position. And of course, other position they would definitely be talking about is the midfield, right? The midfield situation. Where are we on that, right? So the midfield situation, we know midfield is, right? Number one target is Ugarte, and we know that PSG is trying to play this crazy hard ball, like as if they're taking us for mugs, thinking that okay, they can just give us any price and United is just gonna pay, right? Which is crazy. United is not gonna do that. So where are we on that? So according to reports, this is from I'm reading a report here from this is Give Me Sport. They're saying that PSG they're keen to negotiate an initial loan. This is talking about now Jadon Sancho, right? We're going to pivot to Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho could be on his way out, hopefully. So PSG are keen to negotiate an initial loan, which includes an obligation to purchase Sancho at the end of the 24-25 campaign, right? Now, uh, the report continues to say, although the 24-year-old winger got the season kind of a shaky start, but he looks like he's wanted by PSG, right? And the offer that the England, it says, okay, the report is saying the England international has entered the final 2 years of his contract, which allows him to pocket 350K a week, right? With bonuses. So listen, so basically what United they're saying here is this. PSG, if they're trying to get a loan, what United is trying to do is to make that loan is similar to what PSG is asking for, right? To match what Ugarte could be. That way, at the end of the day, maybe we could come up with some kind of a swap deal, right? Basically, we give him a loan of Jadon, and we also get a loan of Ugarte, kind of similar fee because we're gonna say, okay, Man United want if you loan to buy, Man United could ask for like 60 million for PSG for Sancho, and of course that's exactly what PSG is asking for. Maybe they could come up with an agreement here, and then listen, Sancho goes to PSG, he's happy, we get Ugarte, deal done. Listen, I know there were reports saying like Man United has left the discussion when it comes to the Ugarte deal. I still don't believe that. I still think Ineos, they're cooking something in the back end. And of course, we know that the United have a good relationship with Jorge Mendes, who is the top agent out there. So Jorge Mendes, who's the one who's been in the midst of all these big negotiations going on. So it could be that Jorge Mendes and Man United, they're cooking something. So I wouldn't be surprised here in the next when the market closes on in like what, August 30th. So there's still time, right? I have a feeling that we're gonna get Ugarte in. I don't know. I have a feeling we're gonna get Ugarte in. Keeping fingers crossed, right? If we don't get Ugarte, of course, we were also linked with Verge, right? Verge, and according to reports, I see that Verge Burnley, they were playing today, and he was not part of the team that not part of the team today. So people are saying, well, if Verge is not part of the team, it could be that United, they've already agreed on something, say, hey, Verge could be coming to Manchester United. Of course, it's bringing him in is better than nothing. I will take him, right? Because again, we're gonna bring him his fees, not gonna be too crazy, and he can do the job. But if I was to choose priority, of course, for me, it's gonna be Ugarte number one, and then Verge as a backup. And that's what also Fabrizio Romano said too. Like, listen, priority was to bring in the Ligt, Mazraoui, and then now United is gonna focus on the next target, which is the midfield. And of course, in that hierarchy, Ugarte, and then if Ugarte fails, then they're gonna be looking at other midfielders like Verge, and of course Amrabat sitting on them, kind of on the sidelines, right? So we shall see how that's going to happen. I feeling like we're going to get Ugarte in. I don't know. I have that feeling, man. I know my boy here, Zaid, when he's watching, Man United for life, and they all say, listen, forget about Ugarte, man. We're not going to get him. I keep hope alive. I keep hope alive, people, because Ineos is cooking, and I'm loving the meal that they come up with. All right, other news. This is taking it with a grain of salt, because according to reports, this is from the Daily Star, Manchester United are considering making a 50 million move to sign Brighton and Hove Albion striker Evan Ferguson. Guys, listen, okay? I know Rasmus is injured, but if United can secure this deal for Evan Ferguson, that will be madness, right? That will be madness. But again, it's Daily Star, so really they're not very credible when it comes to these kind of deals. And again, with Evan Ferguson, listen, last season he didn't have a really good season. He's definitely like an 80 million striker if we were to go for him. Not this past season, the season before that, he had a really good season, right? So if it was me with Brighton, I will keep him, and then hopefully this coming season he again goes back to his usual numbers, kill it, and then you can get some good money for him. But again, if we were to bring another striker in Evan Ferguson, that will be crazy, right? I personally don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. But again, I will take him if we were to get him, right? So we shall see. So right now, that one is, if I was to put a percentage, I'll put like 20% him coming in. But if are we gonna bring in another striker? I really don't think we need another one, right? Because right now we have Xerxes, Højlund. Højlund is gonna come back in after the international break in October. So we should be good. And if we need someone to play in that number 9 position as a backup, Rashford can play there, but he's not the greatest. So again, we like that. Joaquim is saying buying Ferguson for 50 million is crazy, especially since no one is being so. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. Yeah. So again, it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense because United, we don't have money. right? Unless Ineos goes, Joachim, he goes in and say, listen, I know you guys want 50, we'll give you maybe 45, and then we break it down that 45 for like 4 years or something like that. Which Brighton, why would you take that deal, right? This kid, he didn't have a good season, but again, give him some time. His potential, and even United, right? If we were to bring him, then we're bringing another young striker. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how that will work. I think if we want to bring in another striker, I would like to bring in like an all head, Ivan Toney type of striker, maybe, that kind of situation, right? So, that's. I don't think striker is a priority right now. I think we're good. Let's get those midfielders, at least two midfielder. If we're gonna bring in Ugarte, let's get Ugarte in, and I'll take Ugarte and Verge. Hopefully, we can offload maybe McTominay, but I don't think so because again, McTominay looks like he's gonna stay, right? If we can offload like McTominay, say for example, we offload McTominay, Palestri is also looking like he's gonna go. Palestri, I see Bologna is looking at Palestri, so maybe if Palestri leaves, we may get some money from that. And then next one is going to be Lindelof. Lindelof has potential links in Italy. So some Italian teams are looking at Lindelof, who I think would be really perfect for the Italian league because it's slower, more defensive. So Lindelof could do a good job, right? So who else could be afloat? Hannibal Mejbri is another one that could be, again, could be offloaded. So we got, three there. Who else? Of course, Jadon Sancho, maybe he could go to PSG. So some deals could happen. Didn't Fulham offer 30 million? Man, Joachim, listen, they did offer 30 million. This was, I think, last season, man. They offered 30 million for McTominay last season, and we kind of turned it down, which is ridiculous. Right now, Fulham, I think, the last I checked, I think they offered 25 or 20 to 25 million, but Man United is asking for 30. So, again, I don't know if Fulham is going to come back for him. I really hope they do, man. If they come back and offer us 27, we'll take it. We should take it, man. Let him go. Let McTominay go so we can bring in proper midfielders that can actually play a whole game, right? Not just someone who you want to get your goal here and there and just chuck him in to crush the box, in that attacking third, right? We need midfielders who can actually contribute, So, we shall see. We shall see what happens. We shall see what happens. Again, this whole transfer window has been insane. Like, if somebody was to tell me before the Community Shield, we're going to have two here we goes in the Ligt and Mazraoui, and then also we see Arwan Bissaka heading out the door, I would never believe you, man. But that's what Ineos does, man. When you least expect it, boom, they drop a bomber. You hear some breakout information from Ornstein, and who has been incredible this season, right? Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano. Listen, these two, they're going head to head this season, man. They're dropping bombs, say, hey, this is what's happening next. United, they're still cooking, they're still working on deals, right, on the back end. So this is exciting times to be a Man United fans, man. So guys, listen, I'm asking you this. We're about to start the season. What position do you think United is going to finish this season, right? Are we going to make it to top 4? What do you think with the new signings that we just got? Are we going to make it to top 4? Let me know. Leave that comment below. I think if we were to get, we were playing good football. We took the game to Man City, man. We went toe to toe with Man City. Yes, I think 4th lowest, probably 6th. 6th out of, man. Damn, 6th. Nah, man. Okay, listen. 3rd for me is 3rd minimum. Like, we've had a terrible season. 5th, okay, minimum. But I'm gonna go to top 3, man, because I hope and pray that this season we're not gonna have crazy injuries. We need to keep Lisandro Martinez fit the most of the game, most of the season, because we have seen people smash a like as you're coming in. If you haven't hit the follow yet, you're new, smash that follow. This is Man United Central. We're talking about everything Man United, right? So Lisandro is key in that defense, right? We keep Lisandro Martinez fit. Listen, it's going to be a different case, because if Lisandro Martinez was fit last season, some of those games we could not have lost, right? Pep Guardiola has called Lisandro Martinez one of the top 5 center defenders in the league, man. So he's highly rated, and you can see his tenacity in that defense. And listen, I'm boosted. Now he's gonna have a partner of the Ligt. What? Oh man, it's gonna be nice. And then if the Ligt is not there when you're rotating, you bring in generation talent of Lenny Yoro. Come on, come on. Listen, all right, but calm down. I'm not gonna get too excited. You know, I'm more boosted, and then we come to the Fulham game on Friday, we get whooped. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. The team looks focused. The team were looking good. Casemiro, from based on that Community Shield game against Man City, he looks like he's coming back to his usual Casemiro type of way, right? You know, he's showing that. Listen, I know I got a lot of criticism last season. A lot of you guys kind of wrote me off. I think he ain't got what it takes. A lot of you guys wanted me to go to the Saudi League. I'm one of them, Casemiro. But you got to prove us wrong. And Casemiro's like, listen, man, I'm a Champions League winner. You know, I've won each and everything. I need to step up my game back to where it used to be. And I'm thinking that Casemiro has a point to prove, right? Again, he's another leader in that midfield. And knowing that, hey, we could be getting Ugarte in. And if Ugarte comes in, Casemiro, you're going to be holding to the bench. And listen, it is what it is. So Casemiro has to step up his game. Competition is good, and that's what we want in our team. Each position, you need to have competition. In that right wing, we have competition of Ahmad, Garnacho, right? Left wing, of course, we have Jadon Sancho, Rashford if Sancho doesn't leave. Again, Sancho, Garnacho can also play on the left, competing with those two, right? Again, up top, you have Rasmus and Xerxes, right? In the midfield, again, Casemiro needs competition, right? Bringing Ugarte again. That's what it's going to do. In that back, we have, the likes of Lenny Yoro, you have the Ligt, right? So Dalot and Mazraoui on that right back position. And then, left back, we still have to work on that because Luke Shaw really doesn't get much competition from Malaysia because they both like to hang out on the medical bay of Carrington. So we need someone who can compete with Luke Shaw on that left back, right? So, and then again, we need competition all over because when there's competition, you're going to step up your game because, listen, I don't perform, I'm going to hold on to the bench, and then someone else is going to come in and do the job, right? So it's exciting times. I am boosted. I hope you guys are boosted with this new season coming up. So again, I'm going to say we're going to finish top 3. Joachim said he's going to finish top 4. Leave a comment thinking like what position United going to finish this coming season. And bare minimum, a trophy, right? I'm sure we agree. We got to have a trophy, and at least, we need to get Champions League back, right? That is the bare minimum. Get back into Champions League because if Ineos is investing in all these players that Ten Hag wants, definitely they're going to be looking at Champions League football, right? And we should be able to do that because now Ten Hag, we can clearly say, hey, buddy, you've tried to rebuild your Ajax team. Ineos have thrown in a whole bunch of money to bring in your former Ajax players or players that you've used before, right? So if that's been the case, then we should really be able to see some good football, right? We should be able to see some good football, something that we can say, okay, this is how we're going to be playing going forward. You think Joachim, you think we're going to win Europa League? Absolutely. That is, listen, Europa, we got to get it right now because based on the teams, right, the way the format is going this season, in the past we used to have those Champions League play teams. They can come down to Europa League after they get I think they failed to qualify, right? That's not going to happen this time. Whatever teams are in the Europa, those are the teams that are going to go all the way. So if you look at all those teams, Come on, man. United, we're going to have, once we complete all these signings, we're going to have one of the strongest teams in Europa. So, and again, Ten Hag, we have a coach there that is a competition, excuse me, type of coach. So we should definitely go to the end, right? At least to the finals or of that. You know what? We need to lift that trophy, man. Right? Lift the trophy, and then next season, even if we don't get all our signings this summer, then we can build on it, right? For next season, at least we'll have a trophy saying, okay, now we're going to the Champions League. Let's go ahead and keep on adding pieces to this team, right? So, people, that is all I got for you. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm Luther. This is Man United Central. I appreciate you all being here. Smash a like, hit the subscribe if you haven't done so. We'll talk on the next one. Tomorrow, we're going to see the Ligt and Mazraoui holding that shirt. And then listen, in the next couple of days, it could be Ugarte. All right, people. Peace out. Thank you so much.